DeFilippo from Fox 5 News. Today I will be interviewing a family who has stolen the hearts of millions with a child battling cry of the cat syndrome. This family is none other than the Johnson family. Hello, Mrs. Johnson. Molly DeFilippo, Fox 5 News.
Hi, Molly. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Please take a seat.
Thank you so much. What a lovely home you have.
Oh, thank you. I'm lucky to meet my daughter, Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Molly.
And this is Dr. Green, Sam's doctor.
Hi, Molly. Nice to meet
Hi.
you. Suzanne, this is Johnson. Nice to see you as usual.
Dr. Green, tell us a little bit more about cry of the cat syndrome, also known as Cri-du-Chat syndrome.
It's also known as 5p- syndrome. It's caused by deletion of the short arm on chromosome 5 during the formation of reproductive cells or early fetal development.
Mrs. Johnson, please give us some insight on your experiences raising Sam.
At first, I was very concerned, and I didn't know how to handle Samuel's tragic symptoms. When Sam was born, he was fairly small, had a small head, a round face, a small chin, wide-set eyes with folds of skin over them, and a small bridge of the nose. But of course, the most defining symptom was his cat-like cry, caused by the lack of correct development of his larynx.
Mrs. Johnson, tell us what helped you handle and get through the first few months of Samuel's life.
Without a doubt, I could not have gotten through it if Susanna wasn't there to help me. She was always very accepting of Sam, and she talked and played with him constantly.
Suzanne, what did you notice about Sam when he first came home from the hospital?
Seeing as I was only about 5 when Sam was born, I wasn't really aware of his problems, but I did notice that he had trouble talking and speaking in the first few years of his life. Also, he had hyper and aggressive behavioral problems. In terms of his physical features, I noticed that he had webbing of the fingers and toes, and he had one single line going through the palm of his hand.
How did his condition impact your life?
Well, I found that I was very concerned and protective over him. Since there was no real cure to his disorder, I was always worried that something might happen to him one day.
Dr. Green, Suzanne brings up a good point. Is it true that there's no treatment for Cri-du-Chat syndrome?
Although there is no real treatment, according to my research, doctors can minimize individualized symptoms to a certain extent. Also, patients can receive genetic counseling and testing to test if a parent has a change in chromosome 5. Therapy can improve motor skills, language skills, and bring about normal development.
Dr. Green, can you please tell us about Samuel's prognosis?
Well, many patients like Sam suffer from intellectual disability. Luckily, 50% of the children with Cri-du-Chat syndrome learn how to communicate with minimal verbal skills. As the children get older, the unique cat cry diminishes slightly.
I have one more question for you, Mrs. Johnson. Is Samuel's disorder autosomal or sex-linked?
His disease is autosomal.
That concludes our session here at the Johnsons. I'm Molly DeFilippo from Fox 5 News. Thanks for watching.